give me one mic. Everybody's got excuses, but you got one life to live, one life to give, one moment, one opportunity. Boy, that's it, and it's all said and done. When the going gets tough and the tough gets going, you just go ahead and run. Cause opinions are like assholes, everybody has one. They're being constructive or they jealous of the outcome. It's not about the times you fail, it's about the times you got up. And I don't even care what the fuck your excuses is. Fact is, you just blame the cause of foolishness. What you think I'm dubious, you gotta get up, get going and just move on. Don't look towards the past, you gotta groove on. You procrastinating now, you gotta get that motivation. I already created a track called Inspiration. Gotta get up, get going and get fucking hype. Go ahead kid, go ahead and live your life with no regrets, no regard all the fucking time. Cause I'm telling you, if you keep going, you go on. End up in the same spot you've been in all your fucking life now. Tell me now who's winning. Opinions are like assholes, everybody.
Welcome everybody to Sunday Slam. It's the rundown of WrestleMania Saturday. I am the BIG Big Red with JLB and the crazy one, Kid Crazy.
What do you do? What do you do?
How goes it, ladies and gentlemen? Night one is done. And
what a night it was.
Let's I would like to apologize, and I'm gonna start it off there.
Well, we're going there right away?
We're going there right away because I feel like that's the biggest news that happened at WrestleMania. And I feel like with all the trash talking, all the shit talking that I have done with making TikTok videos, with adding Rihanna's work into the, what do I think about Cody coming to WWE? Work. You know what I mean? Doing all this shit and talking all this garbage for the past month. I feel it is also my responsibility to humble myself and tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the only person that was worked around here was me, as Cody Rhodes did it. He opened that forbidden door once again, and he had showed up to face Seth freaking Rollins. So my apologies. I am sorry, but what a great match.
Sure was. Anything to say there, Big Red?
Well, the first thing I said, because I told myself,
no, Big Red's not going to admit he was wrong. He doesn't.
No, wait. I mean, I'm wrong. But the reason I didn't believe it was going to happen.
Making excuses. Go ahead. No. I'll let you.
The first thing I said to myself, it can't be Cody. Because if it's Cody, in my opinion, he's the biggest hypocrite ever. In my opinion.
Fair.
With every single thing he said and every single thing he did from the comeback, hypocrite. Great match. Beautiful pop. The only thing I'm happy about that he came back is that he came back as himself. There was no Stardust shit.
Or smoke and mirrors.
Or smoke and mirrors or anything. There was no growing mustache or anything. But I truly, truly believe it's not going to last long.
Well, it's apparently going to last it's apparently going to last a couple of years because he signed a multi-year contract.
It's at least 3 years, not from what I've heard.
Okay, but I'm talking about there's reports that he's going to get a big push. That I'm not sure that I don't know about that big push. I don't see him in getting the title because that's why he's there. He's there. He came back because he wants to get the world title.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You could tell, Vince could very likely say, you know what, come back, we'll give you that title, just to stick it to somewhere else, to AEW. I got one of your guys.
I would think Cody would got some guarantees written down on that contract also.
Yeah, he did mention it was a very complex contract, but he also did mention that he is going to be doing also house shows. He is going to be doing basically everything that he did before. And he also mentioned that that's kind of what he wants. That's kind of what he likes, and that he's there just to get the title, pretty much. And yeah, no, I'm sure though, guaranteed. Hey, if I'm signing this, before you let me go, you got to give me a title run. Like
Yes,
you have
but
to give me to this, or yeah.
can we agree that when you have a contract with the WWE, that contract doesn't really mean much because they could just release you out of nowhere?
Well, yeah, the question of releasing, yeah, they could release you anytime and break
Unless
that
you
contract.
write it in the contract. If you decide
Yeah.
to release me, hey, you have to give me a title run before you do so. Otherwise, I can sue you. That could happen too.
That's also
And
true.
I'm sure he's
Vince,
got lawyers going over these things.
yeah. And I'm sure Vince is going to give him a title run. I don't think that's putting it past anything. The legacy of the Rhodes family, Dusty Rhodes did so much for Vince with NXT and so on and so forth. I don't see this being necessarily an issue too much for Vince. I mean, he's given Rey Mysterio a championship. Why not give Cody Rhodes, who's
Wow.
been with the company,
Because Rey
and his
Mysterio has
brother
not been out of
Dustin?
WWE for God knows how long.
Business is business, though. Cody even mentioned Vince and Bruce Pritchard went to go see him,
Yeah.
apparently, and they gave him a bus as well, so he could travel with his whole family and all of this. And business is business, man. At the end of the day, I think it's the fans that make it more of of this secretive society of WWE versus AEW and whatever. Wale, I think, even mentioned something that he's like, "Oh, I'm seeing a lot of elites backstage." This kind of thing with his like eyes opened on a tweet. And yeah, I mean, look, a lot of these wrestlers are friends with wrestlers from obviously AEW. Perhaps also, it's WrestleMania, so they're friends. It's a big moment for their friends. They're gonna be there for them. I don't. Yeah, I think it's mostly the fans really making it out to be a bigger deal than what it actually is. And yeah, I see Cody getting a title shot. I just don't, or getting to win it. I just don't know how or when. Just because I don't see you going against Brock or Roman. So we'll see.
The next pay-per-view is Elimination Chamber, right?
No,
In Saudi
WrestleMania
Arabia.
Backlash.
WrestleMania Backlash. That's right. Because
Right. So,
Elimination Chamber was already passed, right? In Saudi Arabia. So.
oh yes,
Okay.
yes, sorry.
But in the last month, we could say slowly, because I started off just like you guys, like everybody. This was a work, especially when it was announced that Cody and Brandy had left AEW. But in the last month, some hints here and there from some trolling from promos and WWE kept on pushing me towards the side that maybe he was actually gonna be there. Then I could say in the last 10 days, I started having my doubts again with this whole story of Shane McMahon. They might throw in, and knowing Vince McMahon, how Vince McMahon is with booking and storytelling, I was scared that he was going to pull that swerve because everybody's expecting Cody. So he was going to throw in Shane and then maybe have Cody show up tomorrow on Raw or something.
Or Elias.
Or
Elias.
Oh, yes, or Elias.
Or
I heard that too. Yeah.
Or even The Undertaker, right? Because
Yep,
of
I've heard
Hall of
that
Fame
too.
Thought it was
speech,
gonna be the
never
Taker, to
say
be honest with
never.
Never say never, exactly. So I kind of was having doubts again. Then yesterday, actually watching the event, I had a feeling Cody was going to show up. And I was telling my friends, I'm like, guys, Smoke and Mirror is about to start right now. And I was all excited, like we say in French, fébrile. And then when I heard the American Nightmare song, that was the swerve I wasn't expecting. Yeah. And I popped with my friends. My friends like, whoa, take it easy. I go, you guys, this is Cody Rhodes. This is All Elite Executive Vice President showing up at WrestleMania. So I popped, and what can I say about the match, man? That delivered. It delivered. Guaranteed.
That did deliver. Yeah. Match. That's match of the night between that and Becky and Belair. Between those two, those were the matches of the nights. Just fire matchup, and that just went on. And then the three amigo Cody Cutter, or not the Cody Cutter, but whatever, the
Crossroads.
Crossroads. That's it. Yeah, just absolute flames. It's even the top reverse DDT super off the top Jesus Christ. Just fire match. Hey, I did always say if Cody does show up and he does face Seth Rollins, that's going to be a fire match. And I'm glad I wasn't disappointed there. I really am.
Oh, yeah.
Because just absolutely amazing. And I hope for Cody's sake, that momentum keeps going. The fans went crazy. That was cool. I didn't expect so many to go crazy necessarily. But yeah, no, it's great. I just hope he's able to keep that momentum. Just because, I don't know.
We'll see Monday.
We'll see Monday.
These guys are two guys that are at the top of their game right now, wrestling wise. So Seth has been probably one of the best wrestlers this past year in promos and matches and everything. And Cody has been Cody for the past 2-3 years also. So I expected it to be a great match, but I would like to see where they go. Does the story continue, or is this just a one-off for WrestleMania and now each go their separate ways in the storytelling?
I hope it continues.
I hope so too.
Yeah, and interesting enough, Cody's going to be face, and I guess him coming in, you obviously have to make him face. When all this time he's kind of wanted to be a heel in AEW, so it's very interesting that happens. For those that didn't listen to the Access interview that he did do, he also did mention amazing match. He still got it. Yeah, well, I mean, he never lost it. If you watched AEW, the guy can go in the ring. He's great in the ring, and he's safe. And I was looking at both of them wrestle, and
he's elite.
They both really. Wow, that's wow. Where's the Parmesan, ladies and gentlemen? Because that was cheesy. No. So he's great in the ring, and I'm excited to see where this goes. And he needs to stay babyface now for sure, because they need a face on Raw or SmackDown. Jesus, they don't have anybody. So this is perfect for Cody, and I just don't know who he's going to end up. But I want to see him go against AJ. I want to see him go against Seth again. I want to see him go against me. I want to say Ricochet, but I mean, I doubt they're ever going to meet because no one pays attention to Ricochet.
Ricochet is the Intercontinental title, right? Not
which,
or is it the US? It's the Intercontinental, right?
Which he doesn't have a match. The IC in the US, no matches for Mania.
Well, the Ricochet faced on the not the pre-show, it was WrestleMania SmackDown. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But I can see a Cody versus Ricochet, and Cody maybe on his road to a world title, reclaiming the Intercontinental title, which he was one of the longest reigning Intercontinental titles champions.
I don't think he's going to do that though.
No, I think he's going straight to the top.
Yeah, I think he kind of mentioned he's like, for AEW, I didn't want to be TNT champion 20-30 times. You know what I mean? I wanted that other leather. So I think he's just, at this point, he's striving for what his family never had, and that was the WWE or World Championship of any kind. So I think he's really just going to go striving towards that. He also did mention he realized that he's not really a CEO behind the scenes kind of guy. He says he's not mature enough for it. And look, I mean, the guy's a natural born wrestler. You know what I mean? Not all wrestlers are. He's young too, right? He's not like his father. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would
love to see him world champion. Yeah, us too. Do you guys find it interesting? Sorry, Big Red.
Go.
Oh. Do you guys find it interesting, the reactions in the society where everything is polarized? No matter what the subject is, the contrast in reactions from All Elite crowd to the WWE crowd kind of made me realize how how different the fans are from one company to another. Because it's not that the All Elite fans hated Cody, but I guess they really wanted him to, I guess, go heel with the boos and the constant boos. And this was a pretty good pop. So I just found it interesting that
Can't really compare though. You're comparing a debut to him just being there every Wednesday.
that's true too.
We can do that comparison in a month
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
see if
fair,
the
that's
fans
fair.
are still going ape shit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like we can see then.
Depends how the
a
promo
debut,
goes, the booking
know,
goes. Yeah,
yeah.
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 That's fair. That's fair.
You know.
I'm really not excited, but I really want to hear what he's gonna say Monday.
On the live mic on Raw, yeah, me too.
Yeah, should be and yeah, I mean
Interested. That's the word I was looking for.
interested. Yeah, no, it should be a fun time. It's obviously the night after WrestleMania Raw. I mean, the past few years hasn't been that great necessarily, but usually it's set to put on a good show. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it, given with everything. Now we know it's Cody. That certainly adds things that are different to the table. I'm glad it's Cody Rhodes, the Nightmare, American Nightmare. His music, dude, when his music hit, I still didn't even think it was him until he actually showed up. Because I was like,
they're fooling around, they're playing.
yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, because I think it panned to Seth Rollins like laughing, and then I'm like, oh, is this a whole KO Austin scenario kind of thing, just to kind of give a ruse to the fans? But no, Cody Rhodes was there, tattoo and all, tattoo and all.
I just hope that this story continues. I'm assuming this is Louis.
Maybe, yeah. The story continues, yes, because I don't. Even though the match was great, like I said, yeah, I think AEW. I don't know, from the Vanity Fair interview, he kind of keeps his word about not wanting to talk about about wanting to stay silent about what happened in AEW. He says it's a personal matter, right, and he doesn't want to talk about it.
And look,
it wasn't
I don't
about
think he
money
wants to
or
burn any
creative
bridges.
control.
Yeah,
That's
there's
it.
that too, yeah.
I don't think he wants to burn bridges. And I think he does truly respect everybody that is there. It was just they just couldn't come to, you know, maybe Cody was like, hey, I want to be world champion. You know what I mean? And Tony was like, well, you're gonna have to wait in line, bud. Maybe in the next 2 years later.
But either way, you couldn't, because then he lost that match, saying that he would never be able to be the champion there.
They would have to write it in, yeah.
So they would have to.
Whatever. They could write it in. He could quit, and then he can come with the crowd. Oh, I don't work for AEW
Nelson
now.
Oh, it's Nelson.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, whatever it may be, but I'm just happy for him in that regard. I mean, look, he wasn't going to be a big star in AEW anymore. Unfortunately, Cody, there was too many people signed that are bigger than him. I think Cody's good in WWE right now, because honestly, we're getting tired of the same old. So Cody is kind of a new, fresh piece of meat, for a lack of a better term, and we'll be content for a little bit at least.
Yeah.
I think there's a few stories to tell there, and I think what JLB just said about the fact that there's still too many new arrivals that don't get a lot of TV time in All Elite, so we're kind of want to see them. And like we said before, WWE needs a big baby face. Even though Brock is a pretty huge baby face,
Right,
figuratively and literally, but we definitely need another one on Raw. Probably, I don't know. It depends how things go today, I guess. But
and man, if Triple H did not have that heart attack, Cody versus Trips.
Oh yeah,
what up? You know what I mean? Like, damn.
Yep.
That would have been. I almost feel like, now maybe they still wouldn't have known anything, but I almost feel like, because Trips was supposed to do something for Mania, I almost feel like if that was already in the cards of Cody coming, that's what they were planning. Cody versus Trips.
Yeah, because the story is there to tell. So
right.
Technically, Cody has said that Triple H is his favorite wrestler.
Big influence on him also.
For sure.
He looked pretty good, except maybe a bit lighter on the weight scale, maybe. But Triple H looked pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did we see Triple H? Oh, the whole Tommaso Ciampa thing?
Yeah.
We at the Hall of Fame and at the Stand and Deliver. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. No, he looked good. He looked good. Saw him on Stephen A. Smith interview there too. He looked good. You know, he's healthy.
Yeah. So all the props to it felt good to see Triple H again, especially been around the fighters and the wrestlers, and it was a kind of an emotional goodbye, I guess you could say, for Tommaso Ciampa and Triple H. So
Yeah, why was there even a goodbye with that exactly?
Because that was Ciampa's last match at NXT.
No, thank you, Captain Obvious. But why? Was that part of his storyline, or?
I think the whole point they had put in that if he wasn't able to beat Tony D'Angelo, I mean, that it was going to be his last match, and that's the whole build up for that match was who's going to be the new head of the family in NXT, the new dawn of NXT, since they're both Italian type of thing. So he goes, if this is going to be my last match, I'm going to go out on a bang, which. The match was okay, but there's much better Tommaso Ciampa matches out there, guaranteed. But I guess the match did. Which one?
Stand and Deliver?
Yeah, the plain words I was looking for. Thank you.
I mean, if it's there, you might as well use it.
Yeah. But yeah, as for what Nelson was saying before, I found it cool that Cody did use the bionic forearm. I found it cool. Yeah. I even chuckled a bit because laugh wouldn't have been the right word, but I chuckled at when he did the Stardust scream.
Yeah,
right. I don't even know why he did that. I was like,
he got a good reaction from the crowd. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to play the crowd. So
for sure,
interesting to see what's next for Cody Rhodes in WWE.
Yeah, if you're gonna give me more matches like that, please bring them on. I've talked to a few people. They're like, "Oh, bro, but it's WrestleMania." I'm like, "Yeah, but we've seen shitty matches at WrestleMania too." You know what I mean? It's not because it's WrestleMania. So
the card wasn't
more good stuff.
The card wasn't amazing. If you look on paper, it wasn't like.
No, I think we might be more satisfied today with some of the matches.
Yes, but also depending how they finish them.
Yeah. Because the I don't know. I wasn't too content with the Charlotte Ronda match. I don't know what you guys thought about that one.
Well, Ric Flair thought it was the greatest women's match he's ever seen.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
He's usually pretty honest about these things, so I'm surprised. But yeah, okay.
Even if Charlotte fought against the Broom, he would say it was a 5-star match.
I mean, I just think this is the only women's match he's ever seen. So I'm like, oh, okay. The best women's match you've ever seen? Then sure. Wasn't even the best women's match of the night, bro. Freaking Becky and Belair killed it.
It was okay.
Yeah, but Becky and Belair I like.
Yeah, Becky and Belair was fire.
It's just I don't enjoy the fact that Ronda has so much still to learn about the business, man. These ankle locks, you come out of an ankle lock and you're not even selling the freaking ankle lock and you're just walking around like it's nothing. It hurts the storytelling and the psychology of the match. So Nelson is saying, I think of the 6 matches, 3 of them were great. Cody's was great. Bianca and Bex was great. And what could we say the third one would be there that Nelson is talking about?
Me personally, I found it was the KO Austin.
Not a great match, a good moment.
Yeah.
I maybe the Miz and Logan Paul versus the Mysterios.
I found that was one of the worst matches of the night.
I don't think so. I think Logan Paul killed that.
Well, I think
with everything that he did do, the Miz turning on Logan at the end, I think that was nice. I think I was surprised by how much better that match was than it should have been.
Because we're surprised by Paul's. Actually, Paul looked pretty good. I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Paul.
I think he's up there with the. Yeah, maybe. I think he's up there with the Bad Bunny as the greatest celebrity.
Yep.
I like the Three Amigos.
Another Logan Paul. Yeah.
The the teasing of Eddie Guerrero from the third rope, from the
Oh, he
top
knows how
rope.
to work the crowd. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's fire.
So maybe not the greatest technical match, but it did definitely was. How can I say this?
Standard and
Yeah,
delivered.
it stood and it stood and delivered. Yeah.
Stood and delivered. That's it.
Yeah. Now we're the Parmesan.
but yeah. Okay, let's get to the Stone Cold and KO.
Oh Jesus!
The way the Cost is talking, you didn't like it.
No, it's. I like the moment. I like the back and forth. I really enjoyed Stone Cold coming out. The pop of the crowd was great. Going to each side, talking. I think
20-minute match.
Yeah, it was longer than I expected.
He didn't give a 20-minute match.
Yeah, he
gave KO gave a 20-minute match.
He gave a 20.
He didn't do shit, bro.
Well,
KO took all the bumps. He can now listen, and I get it. Austin, 19 years he hasn't wrestled. The guy is old. The guy's knees are shot. Even walking to the ring, the guy had a hard time. Like, I get it. I understand, and I wasn't thinking this was going to be one of Austin's 20 best matches or something or whatever. Like, look, he couldn't even do the stomps, like he used to, kind of thing.
You could see that Stone Cold was tired. I completely agree with you, Nelson. Yeah,
I mean, hey, after 19 years, and even if
it's
you
normal,
go like a month, even if you go a month in training, you know what I mean? You haven't, your body's not used to it. You've been drinking beer.
For a guy that hasn't wrestled in 19 years, a 50-year-old, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yes, he's got it for an old guy who hasn't wrestled for 19 years. That's the only way I'm gonna put that in. His stunner was even not the greatest. You know what I mean? I still think. I mean, I don't know if Ric Flair can go anymore either. You know what I mean? But Ric Flair has been more active than Austin the past 20 years, or I guess.
You comparing Flair to Austin?
Oh, they're both up there in the age, right? How old is Austin?
57.
So they're 13. Okay. What? They're 13, 15 years difference. Yeah. I guess around there.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, but that's what I mean, though. So 20 years ago, Flair was Austin's age.
Yeah,
right.
And Flair was still
killing it,
still wrestling. Yeah,
still wrestling, and I mean, they pretty much had almost the same moveset. Flair probably had more moves. So. I mean, is that an excuse? But Flair doesn't also have knee issues. So that also does come into play. But look, I'm not going to shit on Austin anymore. It was what it was. I thought his talking was weird too, which was weird. I don't know. Like, he couldn't get out what he wanted to say. He did, but it's like he had like I don't know, maybe it was the nerves. After 19 years.
But it did seem like he was letting KO carry the load here, both in the in the interview segment and in the match itself. Some cool spots, not spots. I mean, the drinking of the beer during the match. I think helped.
Oh, that was nothing but a running ad for Austin's beer, though. Broken skull, whatever.
Guaranteed. And I'm also a bit disappointed in the whole buildup of this thing. Another thing that KO had to carry was the buildup and the promo of this fight. I mean, Stone Cold couldn't show up to one Raw in the last month and promo this WrestleMania fight. It looks like this was a money grab for Steven. That's what my criticism on this.
Yeah. And look, and I mean, I can't blame the guy either. All right, you want me there? I really don't want to do it. My knees are messed up. Okay, promote my beer, do this, and give me $2 million. Yeah. I'll do it. You know what I mean? And that's it. Austin's not into it anymore. You know what I mean? He said in his Broken Skull podcast so many times, like, I'm down to reminisce, I'm down to this, but I don't have one more in me. Well, I guess you do.
The type of guy that's gonna light a fire in him, this whole thing, and wanna come back.
I was more just happy for Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens got to stun Austin. Like, dude, it's your childhood wrestler, and you get to stun him. Stone Cold stun him on WrestleMania. Like, if dreams don't come true, then I don't know, because this was so close to the biggest, baddest dream for any wrestling fan to come true that you can't get any better than that. So I was really happy for KO. I'm sure KO obviously didn't mind taking all those bumps for Austin and all of that. Like whatever. Hey, Austin, yeah, just drag me, throw me at the table. The fact that, it was a no holds barred match. One is, I was like, okay, Austin, because Austin can't do much. Because when the hell has Austin had a no holds barred match? Well, I mean, he has, but so few and far in between.
They couldn't close them into the ring because there was going to be a lack of stuff they can do just inside the ring.
For sure. I mean, just seeing those stomps, I was like, oh, man.
They did look bad, especially the ones where he has to do it repeatedly. They looked like they were taking a lot out of him.
Well, you could even tell KO was holding onto his leg at one point, and he was kind of doing like this. That looks wrong. But to like make the stomp look heavier, like.
I did notice that. Yeah, I had a little debate with. Go ahead.
I don't know what I was gonna say. Go.
Oh, I said I was having a little debate with my friends watching it about the whole finish. Did Stone Cold really need that finish, or did they give it to him because of the crowd? It's Dallas; they want the pop.
Crowd, Dallas, the pop.
Okay, that makes sense.
Talking about him winning?
Yeah,
the pop.
It's because the Dallas.
I mean, it doesn't change anything. KO winning, losing, it
doesn't hurt him. You're right. Yeah,
he's a heel, so
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't hurt him. And he got his moment. That's his WrestleMania moment. So, okay. I'll accept those.
I mean, sure, if you want to be like every Twitter wrestling fan right now and saying KO deserved more for WrestleMania, Listen, KO would not be bitching and complaining right now at all. He got his WrestleMania moment. He faced his wrestling childhood star. He stunned his wrestling. He got beaten by his wrestling childhood star. Like KO is in heaven right now. Just so happy and elated that he got to do this. So if anyone, I would say this tops KO's best WrestleMania moment in his career for him. For him. So
for now,
For now, I mean, until the high gets out. I mean, I don't know. I think him and KO and Seth was freaking awesome as well. At like WrestleMania, I don't know, the second one I think that he did. But this is great for KO. I was just happy for KO. I knew it wasn't going to be a slobber knocker of a match and whatever, but I enjoyed it.
To enjoy it, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the moments, the spots, Kevin Owens bumps. I even enjoyed the when they gave Kevin Owens a bit longer in that interview segment where he
did good. He did good with that though. He really did. Yeah.
He made it seem. He made him see those emotions real. Made it seem real. Yeah.
And then the fact that he's so good. He's just so good with the crowd. Austin, you don't have to accept the match or something. And then he was talking bad about Texas again and like, these stupid cowboy hats, these boots, Why can't you guys just, if you want to be more civilized, you can just get rid of the hats, get rid of the boots, leave Texas, and then you can be more civilized, or come to a great place with all these, instead of all these weird grounds, go to Canada. Canada has some nice levels and and I'm like KO is just epic.
With my great Canadian intellect, I like that one too. But so that was kind of my thing on the Stone Cold whole thing. I don't think we'll be seeing Stone Cold again in the ring in WWE.
No, he's done.
It seems, and I think maybe even Vince McMahon realized it once the match was on. But the pop was worth it, I guess.
No, exactly. If anything, that sold a little bit more tickets. Okay, then we can also talk about the attendance record of it being blown out of proportion of 10,000.
They announced 77,000, right? They announced,
right? Yeah, 77,899, but apparently it was only like 64,000 something. So that inflation of wrestling tickets sold, I don't know how you put 10,000 extra on top there, but you know.
But they always
Unless
do this.
could that be the tickets that they have like 10,000 tickets to hand out? I guess family members, friends, and stuff like that, or was it
10,000?
really
You think you have 10,000 to
Yeah,
hand
that's a
out?
lot. That's a lot. Yeah,
That's a
lot.
fucking lot.
Yeah, that would be a lot. Yeah,
That's
but do they?
maybe like 5,000 is a stretch even. Like 10,000 tickets? God damn.
Yeah, 10,000 is a lot. Unless you're starting giving out for many hospitals and children's hospital and stuff like that, could be. It could take a while to get to 10,000.
For sure.
With tonight's crowd, does that make it a record for WrestleMania with the two crowds together, or because I think the record would be Pontiac? No, not Pontiac. New Orleans, 2016 at 101,000. So technically, this one with yesterday at 70,000
That was
and
one night.
exactly, yeah. So that's why I was asking if this breaks the record of WrestleMania attendance, since it's on 2 nights. It'll probably be 120,000, 130,000, or no?
No, but that doesn't count. You can't
It
count
would,
it like that.
it would be cheating, right? Okay.
It would be cheating. All right? Listen. We're not in high school here, okay? You
Listen,
can't cheat off my
listen.
homework. All right? It doesn't work that way. It's a one-night attendance record. If you get 102,000, you win the
You
record.
beat the record.
If you
Okay.
don't get 102,000 in the same night, no bueno for you. No record, no gold medal, no number one prize winner, nothing. You get nothing.
If
So
you
they-
became Italian, you listen or you don't.
So
I have my moments.
they're stuck. Okay, so they can't use this as
Well,
a
I mean,
moment
unless
to-
they overinflate this number too by 40,000 or something, then yeah.
Well, yeah.
Can I to be 80,000?
Yeah. I think I liked the pre-show. Was there any matches in the pre-show? Because
No.
it did last 2 hours.
No, there was no pre-show, and there was a match that did not happen. That's gonna happen tonight.
Which one was that?
Probably on the pre-show. It was the
Kofi
Sheamus versus
Sheamus, Ridge, and it was
That's
a tag team, or
was a-
tag team. Sheamus and Ridge versus New Day.
It was supposed to be a
okay,
six-man, but then we have the Biggie breaking his not.
okay.
He broke his neck. Well, he didn't break it, but yeah.
I think the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on Friday
Did not watch.
was a strange Madcap Ross. Like,
Disgraceful.
I don't know if this guy's gonna become a face and is ready for a push.
Well, I think that's what's going to happen, because I think Madcap does have a lot of potential. He just doesn't have a lot of potential with Baron Corbin by
Mhm.
his side. So
Mhm.
I think that's what they're kind of building towards. They're going to build a Corbin Madcap feud,
Rivalry.
and then rivalry, and then Madcap's going to go on his own, because I think he's going to be doing a lot better things on his own. He has the build.
He's a
He
goof.
has
Well,
the
that's his
wrestling.
job. That's his character.
It's his job, though. It's his job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
some
I
bad
don't
jokes
know.
are funny.
I mean, you listen to me every week. I have plenty of bad jokes, and they're all
Yeah, but
pretty
we have to
good.
deal with you. We don't really have a choice.
You have a choice. You always have a choice in
Yeah,
life. Don't
let's
put
take
this
him
on.
out of the.
We have a Parmesan factory here on WTN.
That's it. Hey, the cheese goat factory. Let's go.
Parmesan for everyone.
Parmesan for everyone. That's it. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't really recall what happened. All I remember from McIntyre is that he cut the rope with his sword. And that's pretty much it.
Hey,
But-
that sword is sharp, man. Because those ropes are made out of wire, man.
Well,
Unless they
I'm sure it
gimmicked
was
it.
also gimmicked. I'm sure it
Yeah,
was also
that's-
gimmicked a tad too. So
Mhm,
there
that's
is
true.
that.
Probably that. I really like
appreciate
listening to you guys every week. Thanks, bro. That's nice of you to say.
Yeah. Hey, no, thanks. I mean, that's kind of what our aim is. Our goal is. Hopefully, you do like listening to us, and thank you for listening every week and commenting. It helps us, keeps everyone motivated, and at least we're doing something right. That's kind of the idea. So thank you. Yeah, so McIntyre cutting the ropes. Didn't really care for the match, obviously. I don't like Corbin's happy gimmick. I don't care.
I don't care about Corbin, period.
I care about Corbin. I think Corbin's a great heel, and he does that well. It's just, I just still don't care about the happy Corbin. I think I liked him better when he was sad Corbin. I think it worked a little bit better.
I liked it when he had hair. He didn't have much of it, but when he had hair, no.
Well, it was broke.
Why? You can
long hair. Okay, the lone wolf.
Be brothers now. You're good. You no hair.
No. I'm talking about when he was like the lone wolf character there.
Oh, he had the long hair.
Yeah, when he started.
Hey, and if I'm not mistaken, that was the first time someone kicked out of the End of Days. No.
Yep, the first time ever.
Oh, I didn't even
Did you guys
realize
see
that.
Corbin telling Drew to hit him? No, I missed that.
I must have missed it. Yeah,
I wasn't paying attention. Yeah.
Maybe a beer too much for me to notice these little details.
Jesus, that was like the first match.
Yeah, it was a 2-hour pre-show.
Hey, there was Stand and Deliver at 1 p.m. Don't forget.
Oh yes, that's valid. That's valid. That's
Ziggler
still wins it too.
That was a big surprise, man. Now, you didn't see it though.
But
sorry.
that
spoiler alert.
The women's match.
Too late there. It's
The women's match, not bad. I enjoyed the women's match.
Which the
Mandy?
tag that. Oh yes. Expected her to win again, but yeah, the match.
It was a very good match.
The match was good.
She has improved day to night.
Oh yeah, on the mic and in the ring. Yep.
Yeah,
guaranteed. I'm happy that Ricochet got to keep his titles because I was disappointed a bit in the last few weeks where he's taking losses week after week. So I'm like, oh man, they're just using this guy as a filter, not a filter, a filler in between champions. But I was happy to see him win on SmackDown.
wait, Justin, read that.
Viva você.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
Come on. So, yeah, no, honestly, I mean, I was pissed off when Ricochet lost to the Los Conquistadors there, whatever the hell their names were.
Los Lotarios, yeah.
And then when he lost against Austin Theory, I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Clean like that? Yeah. I was
like...
But he got to keep his title, so hopefully they'll do it. They'll do it right.
I mean,
I honestly thought he was going to lose the title before Mania. I'm like, he's going to have it for like a week or two, and then that's it.
I don't think it necessarily matters. They just won't do anything with it, anyways.
There's too many Facebook users. We don't know who's talking, but
someone has to like. Yeah, no, there's apparently like 3 of them.
Okay,
there's a link in the bottom. You click on it.
Yeah, guys, there's a link in the bottom. You have to like click on it to confirm that it's you, so we can know who you are. Otherwise, we're just seeing Facebook users, and we don't mind, I guess. But we would like to know who you are, so we can shout you out.
Even if you ask a question, we'd like to know who are we talking to or comment to.
I mean, either way, I'll just comment. But I would like to know who you are. That'd be nice.
Yeah, of course. So we could give you a shout out, guaranteed.
Yeah.
What about Boogs?
Was that a real injury or is that kayfabe?
It was a real injury.
No, that's legit.
And technically, I read quickly that the match ended really. It was supposed to be a bit longer.
Oh, okay. Because it seemed like they were heading for a push for Rick Boogs.
I love that guy.
Yeah,
I love him.
I love his curls when he picks up the wrestlers and he does those curls or those. Yeah. And he's not that bad. He's got charisma and everything.
He does.
So it's a little.
I'm not
bit
crazy
of a
on his
setback.
ring gear there. I'm not a huge fan, but
yeah,
1980s.
He's got to work on that. He's got to work on that a bit. But I guess now he has some time to reflect on his wrestling gear.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, but
I guess. So.
There we go.
Okay, here we go. Now we got a name.
There we go. Someone who's not going to work on his wrestling gear. Oh no, I forgot his name. The one that they announced at WrestleMania, the Olympian who left his shoes.
Oh,
in the ring.
Gable Stevenson.
Yeah,
Gable Stevenson. Yeah.
I think half of the crowd went, "Who?"
No, that's it for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, he just won again the national championships a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, or
Yeah.
something like that. So, yeah, but like the following of amateur wrestling is not as big as
Yeah.
sports entertainment or WWE or something like that. But I think
Right.
he seems like he's got charisma. Got to hear him talk on the mic because that's going to be an important part, and I'm sure
Yeah.
he's going to be a good wrestler. So
He says that he wants to have a character like Roman.
Oh, I'm sure he
Mm.
does. I'm sure he does.
I
Not
hope he
gonna happen
doesn't.
though. He's gonna have a character like Kurt Angle.
yeah, something more
If-
of the lines of
if
there. Yeah.
He can, and he'll just might have the in-ring character of Kurt Angle, unless he can really. Character was great. Kurt Angle was great on the mic, so we shall see.
Yeah. It's true.
It's
Yeah,
damn
because I have no
true.
doubt that he will be able to deliver in the ring. It's just to wait to see if he can all the other things around it, if he's able to work it.
But do you notice like
Mhm.
all of like the big pay-per-views, they always remind us of him? I guess it's for us not to forget about him.
Yeah, I guess that's what they were doing with Veer too. I guess. Huh?
I'm still waiting for Veer. How long
Well,
has it been?
tomorrow-
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. He posted a picture from wherever he goes. I can't wait. It's tomorrow's the day. So Veer will send Veer.
Talking about picture, did you guys see the tweet of Bray?
Nope.
Technically, he was in Dallas.
Oh,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm not
So
sure.
What did you guys think
Go ahead.
about the tag team match on NXT? Well, that's where we go to Costa. Costa,
Well, the championship. If Lewis is talking about the championship match, MSK winning back the tag team titles, which I love. That match was fire. Creed Brothers Imperium, a triple threat tag team match. That was absolute fire. Probably the three best tag teams in all of WWE right now. Creed Brothers are great. Imperium is always great, and MSK with innovative, not bumps, spots that they do from the third rope. This tornado dive that one of them made. I really enjoyed Kid Crazy's NXT report.
you like that, huh?
Yeah,
Ah.
I like it. I really enjoyed the match. I think maybe in just plain talking wrestling, that was probably one of the best plain wrestling matches of the last 48 hours. I really enjoyed that match, and
I guess I gotta watch them, but the latter match was Fuego too. That one to open up the card, that was fire.
a lot of good bumps. Happy also for Cameron Grimes there. He's been waiting for this for a long time. I didn't think they were actually going to give it to him because I thought he was looked upon as part of the old Triple H class of NXT. But I'm happy they gave it to him. And Gunter looks absolutely great. He looks like he lost weight. Looks more slim. I think that match was a bit quicker, ended quicker than I expected or that I would have liked. I would have liked to LA Knight to last a bit longer there, a bit more back and forth because you had smaller guys there like Dandonoff or Dragonoff. I mean, sorry, and the other Tyler Bates, I think his name was. These matches with Walter / Gunter lasted much longer than this one with LA Knight, and they were all classics. So I would have liked this one to last a bit longer. Definitely not the match of the night, but delivered. And obviously, we can never talk enough about those Gunter chops, man. They are heard throughout the arena. I think I was if I would have been watching it at home, my grandmother would have heard it downstairs. So those are pretty huge chops. But yeah, I think I can safely say here's Lewis. Why did he change the name? Yeah, we've touched on this upon. I don't know. We can't explain why. Some reports say it was him asking. Others were that it was Vince McMahon that wanted to change. So I don't know if we'll ever get a straight answer on that. But I do feel very soon that he will be NXT champion very soon.
I hope. We love Gunther.
I mean, it's about we don't love Gunther. I love Walter. I do love Gunther.
I knew he was gonna go there.
Never. No bueno.
You know what I mean.
No
bro.
Gunther. Nope. Don't know what you mean. He's this Gunther name. I have no idea who you're talking about.
Okay, we love Walter. Better?
Thank you. Yep. I'm being but yeah, I only watched the first match and then the main event. Both of those matches were great. I imagine the stuff in between. I'm upset I missed the MSK match though. I definitely want to watch that fire. And then you were telling me the Imperium match was pretty fuego too. So
yeah, the triple threat tag team. Go ahead.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
The triple threat tag team, like I said, was the probably that one was the best, and then a close second with the ladder match with Cameron Grimes winning, would probably be those two best matches.
To the moon. Yeah.
To the moon. Emotional damage, but but yeah, the main event was good. I'll finish my NXT report with the main event. I'm surprised Ziggler won. I guess I thought Ziggler was going to be a transition champion for Braun to get it back, Breaker, but no.
Right?
I guess we'll have some continuation of Ziggler on NXT on Tuesdays. So I'm intrigued to see where that is going to play out, that storyline, because I could see Gunther / Walter go into that really soon. So that's it. That was my NXT stand and delivery report.
Did you guys watch the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Yes, I watched 2 hours of the Undertaker's speech.
Mm-hmm.
And Scott Steiner's cow story.
Okay, wait, but you guys, we said the cow story, which was kind of funny. You guys didn't like the Taker's
most pointless story in the world, though. What was the point of bringing up a cow story with Savage that had nothing to do with wrestling? And there was no point to the story. I don't know how he got the cows to go see him.
At least he did not talk about, he didn't do no math.
Well, that's the whole thing with Scott, man. Scott sometimes goes up and says that yes, because we know it would have been a nice a wink towards that, but that's Scott Steiner. How many times have you seen Scott Steiner give a promo where it absolutely makes zero sense to what's happening or the story he's trying to tell? So I think it was a classic Scott moment there. Going off.
I mean, is this just is this a work now? Like, is he just working the crowd into his stupidity, or does this guy just never learn and never plan?
I think it's the second. I think it would be the latter. Yeah.
It just never.
Yeah.
But it's your Hall of Fame speech. You would think you'd put a little extra work into it. Like, what were you doing with your brother like the day before? Like, were you not discussing this? Like, what's going on? His brother was pissed.
Technically, Rick Steiner had a speech made, but Scott took all the time with this cow story.
Classic Scott. Classic Scott. There's I don't know, because I was laughing, kind of like, where's he going with this, you know? But
he went nowhere.
But yeah,
nowhere.
Absolutely.
But anyways, and then he goes on to thank all the wrestlers that he's faced, but not really mentioning certain wrestlers.
Hard time breathing.
Hard time breathing. Was this Scott?
I didn't notice. To be honest,
I didn't notice.
I think Lewis is talking about him. He was laughing so much he had a hard time breathing.
Okay, yeah,
maybe, I don't know.
But it was good to see them both. Yeah. I enjoyed seeing Scott and Rick, the Steiner brothers. I think Rick, Scott still looks like Scott. I think Rick probably caught a bit of how do we say, old age, I guess. He caught up to him a bit, but
we also haven't seen Rick in a very long time too. Huh?
Yes,
Scott, we kind of noticed he still looks like Scott because we've seen him in the last 10 years. You know, so that also can play into it as well.
Yeah. As for the Undertaker,
I loved it.
It was a bit too long, but I enjoyed bits and pieces of it. I'm really disappointed he didn't mention Mick Foley.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, well, I didn't realize your name was Noel Foley. I thought it was Kid Crazy.
I did see the tweet by Noel, and she did make me realize, because what I realized after reading that tweet,
he mentioned the boiler room.
Yeah.
Yes, he did mention the boiler room, but he didn't mention.
He mentioned the Hell in the Cells.
Vince did say Mankind.
Vince did say it when
Mankind.
When presenting it, yes. But I'm saying is because Undertaker did mention a lot of people by name. A lot of people. and didn't mention Mick Foley. So, but
I mean,
it
he
is
even
right.
mentioned his like wardrobe person that apparently he doesn't like because he's like, that's the last nice thing I'll say about it.
No, yeah, he got a bit of a roast vibe there during his
Yeah.
thanking the players with Kane, saying that wants to be addressed now by Mr. Mayor. That the Godfather was an influence, but he never said he was a good influence.
Good one.
Yeah. So yeah. Some moments were good.
Mark
I just thought it
Calloway
was
is
too long.
dope though. Yeah, exactly. So it was a bit long, but Mark Calloway seems like a pretty cool dude. You know what I mean?
Long.
Like
it was long, but at least I enjoyed it. There have been long speeches that were boring.
that
I didn't
Godwin
find this one boring. Huh?
I'm still traumatized by the Godwin one. I forgot his name. I think it was Henry or the other one.
No,
well, Hillbilly Jim presented him, no?
I don't know. It was someone that took too long, and he was talking a whole lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
You mean him?
Hillbilly Jim, yeah.
Was it? Yes. Okay.
Hillbilly Jim.
Yeah. That's that is him. It's because I found it weird that they had less inductees this year because Peacock asked them to keep it to a 90-minute time limit. And it felt like maybe it's because they started a bit late because it was supposed to be right after SmackDown. And I guess it started around 10:30, maybe around 10:20, 10:30. So they lost a bit of 20 minutes, 30 minutes there, but it went past midnight.
Yeah, it was almost like 12:30.
Yeah. So it technically went 120 minutes. It went longer than Peacock had asked them to go. So I think you took away from us an extra maybe nominee. So because Peacock asked you to be 90 minutes, but then you end up giving him an hour speech where we could have definitely gave that 20 minutes out of that speech to somebody else to induct somebody else. Or maybe they had nobody to induct anybody else. So.
Well, there was rumors of Sid Vicious, but I don't know what happened there.
Probably the negotiations didn't pan out. Probably something along those lines. Because they did last minute. So.
You cut. I didn't hear nothing you said.
Oh, sorry. I said the Steiner brothers negotiated to the last minute, so they only were announced this past week. So maybe Sid Vicious was kind of the same thing, and they just never were able to come to a deal.
Always next year.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't break his leg, we're good.
I mean, never say never. That was the only lame part of the speech. Like you didn't need to add that in. I kind of got it. But just with WrestleMania also being the next day and then the whole Seth Rollins thing, I was like, no, I'll say never. Never. You know what I mean? If it was just, I don't know, Hall of Fame was like not on WrestleMania, it was like on some random day or something, and the Seth Rollins match wasn't the next day, maybe I wouldn't have minded. But the fact that Seth Rollins match was the next day, and I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch, you better not be taking going. You know what I mean?
I wasn't talking Taker. When he said that, I'm like, oh, that's Taker. It's going to be Taker.
But no, it was cool. I mean, I'm not maybe too keen on his life lessons. Some of them were great. Perception is reality. That's for sure a valid point. Loyalty, absolutely. That is something you should strive for and builds character. Never be content was maybe a bit weird in terms of maybe those words as his final life lesson. But I did enjoy it. And I would kind of maybe like to see more Taker TED Talks, if you will. That was kind of dope. That was kind of cool. I did enjoy the fact that he wanted to teach in his speech. No rhyme pun intended. But I thought it was cool. I really did enjoy that. And I think that's why I paid attention for so long, because I was curious as to what he learned through the 30 years of being in the business, you know? So that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That was I enjoyed the nostalgic part of it. But like I said, maybe just a bit too long. But it's Undertaker, and
Booker T's wife was the best one.
She was the best spoken. I'll give you that. She sounded grateful. She sounded humbled. She sounded happy and just grateful. I think grateful is the best word to be inducted. Well spoken, very very well spoken, and she congratulated everybody. It's a short list, but she congratulated everybody that definitely helped her. And I thought it was short and sweet. I thought her speech was perfect timing. Short and sweet, boom, boom, boom. And with that, thank you and goodbye. Get out of here. You know? So that I love. I think Taker's was better, but that's just because, it's Taker. But hers was definitely second best.
Yeah, she was well spoken. It was
Well spoken.
short and sweet, got to the point, thanked the people she needed to thank. All hail King Booker. And that's right. Props to Charmel.
I thought the Shad Gaspar video package was really bad.
Oh,
I just thought the announcer was a bit too comical to tell the story of Shad Gaspar. I don't know. It's just something like his voice when he was talking and saying certain things.
yeah.
I thought his voice was his voice was a bit too uppity, and I was just kind of like, you're not giving me these vibes where I should feel this certain emotion. Like, I know what happened, obviously, and but even when he got to the really sad part, his voice was still very uppity. It was still a bit too high, and it almost sounded comical. And I was like, WWE, this is not your finest piece of work here. This is no bueno. I'm not a fan.
At the video package, yeah.
At the video package, and then when it went to the speech, it is what it is. She did good.
I think she did good. Yeah.
She was reading from the prompter completely, and you can tell she was nervous. I'm sure she's never done anything like that. I'm sure it was also extremely hard for her. She had her son with her as well, obviously. What can you say about that?
She had some cool stories also about him. The robberies that he stopped, or the dog, her dog that escaped or ran away for 2 months, and he ended up finding where the dog was kidnapped, by who the dog was kidnapped. So I think that was cool to hear about how
right.
Yeah, I won't tell you. And she says, I won't tell you. No, maybe how he got it back is
details on this speech. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we can read between the lines there. So I find it cool to see to hear these stories about how Chad was.
Jason didn't help him in the bank robbery.
Yeah. And what do we call in his real life superhero, like they were selling him as. So it was cool to hear. The kid seemed like he was emotional.
Of course.
Always had his head down, kind of looking at his feet there, except for when the mother mentions him. Only normal. This guy's in front of 20,000 people and knows that millions of people are watching, and talking about his father that passed away, saving his life. So I understand how hard that must be for him.
Yeah. And with that, who else? Did we have anyone else?
Vader.
Oh, Vader with the kid and the wife. Yeah.
But that was also sweet, short and sweet.
I mean,
short and sweet.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you had to do the "it's time" joke twice, once at the beginning and once at the end. Kind of didn't work for him. It didn't work at the beginning. It kind of worked at the end. Should have just did it at the end. Just that's it. Short and sweet. Not a great talker. I think Nikki Bella was the one that made that interesting with not knowing that Vader had passed away. And it didn't.
That's a big like,
and it didn't. It didn't surpass that entertainment factor of it, unfortunately. But at least he's in the Hall of Fame. Definitely well deserved. It's Hall of Fame time for Vader, so that's great.
Yeah, respect. Big part of the industry. That is.
I still can't do the V thing either.
Me either.
Me neither. I tried. I gotta go something.
I
like
get this.
I gotta bend a bit the other last two and do it.
I mean, maybe that's why I was never a Star Trek guy either. Maybe that could be too.
Live long and prosper.
I don't do it. I just live long.
I don't have the second part.
No, just live long. And yeah, so that was the Hall of Fame. I feel like congratulations to Bianca Belair. I feel like she definitely deserves the congrats. Fire match. I don't know what the band was about per se when she came out, but that was cool.
They're playing
I
her
guess.
song.
Yeah, but she's not from Texas, is she?
No, she's from Tennessee.
Yeah, it's from Knoxville, Tennessee. She's actually from the city where what's his name is mayor.
Kane.
Kane, yes. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, from Knoxville, Tennessee.
So where Johnny Knoxville is from? Would that make sense too?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
think
Because
you're
I don't know if that's his real name or not. But I don't know if she went to University of Texas though. And that's the university that was playing the marching band was out there.
I mean, she said it on Raw, so I'm not sure. She said it on Raw at some point when they were in her hometown, which I'm not sure if it was Knoxville.
It was in Tennessee.
It was in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe.
I believe that's when Lyndon King gave her like the key of the town or something.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah. That's it. I think the marching band is cool. I really love the movie Drumline. So I think coming out.
Well, someone didn't like it. Someone didn't like it. Let me tell you a little story about that movie.
I mean, there was other drummer movies past that. Drummer Line is like 2004 or some shit. Like,
around there.
There's another another movie about a marching band.
Yeah, I need myself some Nick Cannon over here, but so
I used to watch that movie once a year when it was a special event. I used to go to play music.
Oh,
it was to hype you up.
Everything used to go to Fall River, man. That movie was on the bus.
Nick Cannon hyped you up. Jesus Christ. We are in the shitter. What does this world come to?
The message of the movie.
But I find it cool. I like marching bands, so
I hope you do.
And I liked Becky's whole WWE intro.
Yeah. I thought she was gonna win.
She had before.
I honestly thought she was.
Well, I mean,
no, but like we mentioned before, I think Bianca needed this win.
Yeah. Oh no, she needed it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm happy she got it. She delivered in the match. She's gotten better on the mic. She's coming into her real character, which is the one that she should ride the wave for. Maybe it's not 100% complete yet, but she's getting there, and I got to give it to her for how improved she's been in the last 2 years. So. Good job, Bianca. Continue the good work. Slow clap.
And I don't know. Are we missing anything?
Well, you want to? We talked about Charlotte, right? We talked about. No, I think we got everything.
I think we passed through all the WrestleMania, SmackDown, and Stand and Deliver. Yeah. Oh, Stand and Deliver. Just forget the little thing. I don't know if you guys watched the Netflix show. About the hockey team, the Danbury Trashers, who were owned by a Galante mob figure that owned garbage recycling company.
Yeah,
and he bought a hockey team for his son, which is AJ Galante. And they made the Netflix show about that family, the Galante family, with mob ties and with the hockey teams and everything. And he's the one that accompanied Tony D'Angelo to the ring. And he got a pretty big pop. So people know AJ Galante. So I found that cool that he comes in a Cadillac, in an old school 1970 Cadillac. And sitting next to him is AJ Galante. So I found that was a good... I was surprised that AJ was there with a character that's supposed to be, I guess, representing or how do you say, portraying a mob character. So I was surprised to see a guy that's been allegedly linked to the mob have coming out to a guy portraying a mob figure in a wrestling company. So I found that wink interesting. And for people that watch the Netflix show, I'm sure you like the link. Here you go.
Boom.
AJ.
Yep. AJ Galante is his name?
Yep. Yeah. AJ Galante.
It's really interesting.
You got a pretty big pop.
So we might see him.
Yeah, the movie's on Netflix.
Okay. Oh, all right.
It's a cool movie.
Fair enough.
Hockey, it's cool. It's cool to know. So that he was there was cool, and that he got a big pop was even cooler. For where was the arena? Was it in the same place as SmackDown?
It looked
Stand and
like
Deliver?
I
it
think it
looked
was all the same. I think it was
Yeah.
SmackDown, Hall of
Hall of Fame and Stand and Deliver.
Stand and Deliver, WrestleMania, all same spot. No,
No, WrestleMania, no.
wasn't it
WrestleMania
all in the arena in the same venue?
No, the
They
WrestleMania
just
is
I
closed
think-
it. No.
WrestleMania was at the AT&T, where the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, was the big stadium
Oh.
arena, right? And at the where the Dallas Stars or the Dallas Mavericks play, I guess that was the where they did the SmackDown and Stand and Deliver.
I'm assuming.
Okay, it would make sense because it wasn't in a stadium, so
No, that's valid. Yeah, that's valid. And
Yeah.
and
I think if you guys we'd rather keep AEW for next week, maybe.
Yeah.
yeah, AEW for next week. I do just want to point out that, guys, there was a lot of wrestling, so next week is going to be pretty crazy. I didn't get a chance to watch it either. Supercard of Honor. We see
I watched
Samoa
half of
Joe. Yeah, nice.
Yep.
We see Samoa Joe come back, and we'll be on Dynamite next week. It's just a
Mhm.
little thing there. And is all elite, as Tony Khan had mentioned.
Utah.
And he looked really excited to introduce him. So
Yeah, he was
it
like,
looked like it was a little kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
"Oh,
yeah,
it's dope." He's bringing back the original ROH, though. Which, well, the
Yeah.
when it had started, so it's kind of cool. Kudos to Tony Khan. If I had the money, and I was a big wrestling fan and ROH fan, I'd do the same.
But we didn't. I'll say this about ROH Supercard of Honor. I think we see this was for the switch into the Tony Khan era of ROH. So a lot of title changes. Expect a lot of title changes. Expect to have Tony Khan guys in the main picture of ROH. But it's definitely interesting and some good matches. So I haven't watched the whole thing. And still missing the last maybe hour. Maybe 45 minutes.
Did you watch
But,
the Briscoes
that-
FTR?
I'm at that point right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta watch that. And it's
Yeah.
like AEW camera work, so I'm so excited.
Yep. And
You know
I think
what I mean?
it really looks like it's in the AEW Dynamite stage, but tweaked a bit. So we don't see the what do you call those things? The heel and face entrances, the tubes, right? The pipes or whatever you call them. You don't see them, but
Right.
The pipes, the tubes.
yeah,
The pipe
the-
tubes, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah. I got
The
yeah.
intersection of between the heel and the face stages. yeah.
Exactly. The Titantron is there. I think it's the same ring. They just maybe used a different sides apron to that's written Ring of Honor, ROH. I mean, but it definitely looks like camera, like JLB. The camera is totally different, and it still has that ROH feel to it. So I don't know if they'll be
Nice.
able to hold on to it, but it's still definitely you still feel that. There was Rampage. There was a lot of stuff this weekend because a lot of independent companies use or will ride the wave of WrestleMania weekend to try to bank in some money also, which is completely understandable. It's a business, and when you know that a lot of people are in town for WrestleMania, then you could throw these little smaller venues for independent wrestlers that will fill up because there's so many wrestling fans in town. So
Right.
a lot of wrestling to talk to. We'll get to and tonight. What are you guys looking forward to tonight?
I'm really excited for there's two matches. There's the AJ and Edge
No.
Mhm.
that I think technically there's going to be Edge is supposed to have a new stable. That's what I read. He's supposed
Sorry,
to have
it cut there. I didn't. It's supposed to have.
a new
A
stable,
new faction, a
a
stable.
new faction.
Oh yes, a heel faction. I read that
Mm.
too. Yeah.
And technically, Priest is supposed to be one of the members.
Oh, okay. That's
There's
interesting.
that.
that's interesting.
And I want to see Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
That's,
McAfee.
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 I think McAfee. I honestly think that match is going to steal the show. Not me personally.
Yeah, I think McAfee is riled up to 110%.
Oh,
He wants his WrestleMania moment, and I think he will give out a good show. Now, will Theory be able to not carry the load, but will be able to follow the lead? Because he probably has to. Probably Theory is going to have to call the match, I guess, in the ring, since he's the more experienced wrestler. So is he ready to have that type of leadership role and call a match, a big match like this? It's going to be interesting to see. But I'm definitely excited. Even with that video package that Pat McAfee they showed yesterday, I guess, him training, buying a ring, been planning for this his whole life. So I think he's going to pull off some big spots with Terry today.
And I just pray that our main event gives us a good ending. I'm not expecting nothing long, but I'm just expecting a good ending.
Yeah, they have to book this. They have to.
They have to finish this.
Yeah, the full circle has to come.
Yeah.
Full circle, and they need to do it right. Because this, I don't know, this joining of the belts is scaring me a bit of where they're going with this. So I think the match will be fire. I think they're both at the top of their game. Also, I think Brock has been great as a face in these last 2-3 months. So this is the end of maybe a rivalry where they have to do it good. So hopefully Vince McMahon planned it out right, and they're able to execute his plan to perfection.
Jay, you have to say something?
Thanks. I was just going to say. I was like,
he was like, well, he was counting. He was counting.
Thanks. No, I was gonna say maybe I think Roman might pick it up again, and Rock ends up actually showing up.
That's what I was gonna say. Do you think The Rock is gonna show and already prepare for next year?
I think because they've done that before, so I don't see why not. Yeah. And then The Rock doesn't have to show up until like next year. So you do this, Rock comes in, he congrats with Roman, and then boom, Rock bottom.
Yeah,
I'm the real head of the table. I'm the real head of the family.
Real head of the table and whatever. And then the Usos come, boom, Samoan drop, boom, Rock's little thing, and then he does the people's elbow.
The spine buster and the people's elbow. Yeah,
spine buster. That's it.
And then a commercial, and that's it.
And then guys, and then we had Austin main event one night, and then we had The Rock main event the other night. Like, what up? Attitude Era in the flesh.
Yeah.
Super down for that.
Yeah, definitely down for that. That would be a good way to end the rivalry and have The Rock prepare the next year for a big match at WrestleMania. Yeah, take my money.
Before we go, do we do our top 3?
Let's do a WrestleMania special edition.
Yeah, top 3 favorite matches of WrestleMania history. I wanted to go top 5, but Justin said top 5 is too much.
Too much.
Top 3 is fair. So we might be looking for some more after. Yeah, go ahead. Who wants to start?
I'll start before I forget.
Okay, go ahead.
So right off the bat, I do think that Rock and Austin WrestleMania 17, is it?
I don't know.
The one with Rock and Austin, it was like one of the greatest pay-per-views, the best WrestleMania. So it must have been 17 because X8 was Rock and Hogan, right?
Hogan, yeah. Exactly. 17 is when Austin went with Vince.
When he turned heel, yeah.
Yeah,
because then they faced again. That one. And then they faced again in the last match of Austin's career at WrestleMania 20, was it? If I'm not mistaken, that was The Rock. It was the last match of Stone Cold in WWE, and it was also the Brock Lesnar's last match in his first run.
Yeah, in Seattle. Goldberg and 20 was Goldberg and Hogan, Goldberg and Brock at 20.
Okay, so that's the one, and Rock and Austin also. 2004.
But it wasn't Austin. Austin was a special referee in that match.
Yeah, Austin was just a special referee in that match.
Okay.
God damn it, guys.
I'm confused now.
This is why you have to write it down.
No, dude, guys, there's definitely Rock Austin WrestleMania 17 or something. Because that's when The Rock went corporate.
There's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them.
Oh, 3 of them. Okay. Sorry.
So I'm talking about that one. Where Rock, Austin, and then The Rock went corporate.
Austin went corporate.
No, The Rock went corporate. The Rock went corporate.
Austin went corporate. Dude, it's my top 3. I did my research. I'm telling you.
So you just have to figure out the year. Maybe you guys are not talking about
Right.
the same year, the same
Maybe we're
WrestleMania.
not. But fair enough. That's one of mine. Screw it, guys. But that was honestly even that whole trilogy, Rock Austin trilogy, WrestleMania, fire. Next one, I'm gonna have to go just because it was kind of my first WrestleMania. I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be maybe not necessarily a popular one, but WrestleMania 14, HBK versus Austin, the whole DX thing. I think that was kind of the beginning ish of the Attitude Era per se, and then also. I believe it was. I think you also saw Rock Austin again at WrestleMania 2000, but that wasn't the match. Oh, it would have to be again WrestleMania X7, the first TLC match.
Oh yeah.
So Rock Austin, HBK Austin, WrestleMania 14, and the first TLC match at, I believe, WrestleMania X7. For me, I think there's nothing more fire than WrestleMania 17. So
I think it was probably one of the best WrestleManias. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'll go and I'll let you, since you did the research, I'll let you finish it off with probably the most explained. So I'll go. I have to go with WrestleMania 10.
Bret Owens,
Shawn
Shawn
Michaels
Razor.
and Razor ladder match revolutionized the way I saw wrestling in spots. Much better than the second one, also because the second one they had some limits, they had some stipulations where they couldn't hit each other with the ladders and stuff. So, but the first one really shined. My second one, just for the whole emotional part of it, I really was flabbergasted by what they put on, and the reaction of the crowd was Icon versus Icon match at WrestleMania 18, The Rock versus Hulk Hogan. I think that for me will always stay in my head watching it. 18. What are we at? We're at 38. So this is 20 years ago, right? So 2002, when I was barely 20 years old. I think that was great. It was a great moment, WrestleMania moment for me. And if I would have to go for the classic technical match at WrestleMania, I can't not give it to Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart Iron Man match at WrestleMania.
Yes, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, I missed that one. That one was fire. I think it's just because it was overplayed so much too throughout the years that I was just kind of like, okay, I'm done.
I don't know why it's a bit underrated. It's a bit underrated as a match, WrestleMania match. I don't know if it's because it was 1 hour, so people got maybe fed up during that match. I mean, when it was happening live, but looking back at it, that was a technical masterpiece. So that's why. And it was the whole WrestleMania vibe with Shawn Michaels coming from on the thing coming through the sky. So I'm comfortable with those were my top three.
That's very
nice. I'm going to start with Austin and The Rock, WrestleMania 17.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of what happened in the end. I never thought that Vince would be with Austin. I still remember throwing my shoes at the TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, classic heel turn moment. Yeah.
Then Undertaker versus HBK at WrestleMania 26 when Michaels retired.
Very good
right
there. Yeah,
very fire. Yep.
Which I thought that match, like the saying, what's the saying? They can fight forever. I honestly thought what was going to happen. And me personally, I find this match is the best match of all time. It's Hogan and Rock at WrestleMania 18.
Best match of all time.
Just because of the reaction of the fans.
Yeah, the whole everything, not just the match itself in between the ropes, but everything inside.
The moment.
The moment.
The fact of the next day on Raw, which I was there in person, there was still that energy.
That 8-minute ovation for Hulk Hogan in Montreal.
I believe everyone
I was there. Yep.
You were there. We lost our voice. I lost my voice in the first 10 minutes. My hands were still numb. I actually went to get ice for my hands because of how much they were clapping. I remember that.
and definitely, I think they've said this before. That was what forced them, because their intentions weren't to bring back Hulkamania.
No.
At that point, he was Hollywood Hulk Hogan. It was working out. There was the poison that he wanted to inject into WWE. But that WrestleMania and that Raw, the reaction, because in that WrestleMania match, literally you see the crowd turn and start cheering for Hulk Hogan. And I think that's when they realized, oh, okay, we got something here. Vince McMahon cannot let these things go.
Right.
How did they? What's the
Well, they
saying?
even mentioned it at WWE Evil when you watched that, the Hogan one.
Yep.
They also mentioned it too, and like they're like, man, just the fact, I was supposed to be there, and I was supposed to be the heel, and The Rock was supposed to go over, it was supposed to be kind of a passing of a torch, but the fans just didn't want to let me, even though I was bad, they never forgot about Hulkamania, and it was very weird. He's like, it was supposed to be The Rock's moment, but the fans just kept chanting for Hulkamania, and blah, 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 blah. So between that and Montreal, because Montreal was messed up, I think it was a Raw too, obviously. And I think like 15 minutes of just chanting Hogan, so.
I've seen that. Very good match.
I haven't seen it yet. Don the Rock Morocco against Superfly.
That's when Mick Foley walked from New York Island,
Long Island, yeah,
to MSG. That's when Superfly.
Okay, I thought it was MSG at Madison Square Garden. Makes sense.
When he jumped from the top of the cage.
Oh, when Superfly. Okay,
we should probably do a watch along with that, because that is a very iconic moment, and I've never watched it.
Was that that was a Saturday Night Main Event? It could have been, because they used to do those at the Madison Square Garden. I don't remember it being. I don't think it was a house show or anything. I don't think it was a WrestleMania either, or a big pay-per-view like that. But
I have the collection of WrestleManias. I have to see.
It's not a WrestleMania thing.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not a WrestleMania. I think it's a main event. I think it's a Saturday Night Main Event.
Yeah.
I think
right.
it is. I think it is. And that match to end this, that match of Hulk Hogan and The Rock, that actually, those 2 days actually brought Hulk Hogan back a championship run in WWE, because it wasn't for those reactions. I don't think the plan was for him to get the title back, but he ended up getting it in that Hulkamania push for about a year. So that was definitely a career, well, not a career changer, but a career steer, I guess. Steered it.
It revived his career again.
Yeah, revived. That was the word I was looking for. Yeah, revived his career. Hopefully we have I don't know. I was going to say a better night than yesterday, because I was pretty content, but I think we'll have a more interesting night. Even though
I don't know. I mean, it's a bit weird in that regard. So the thing is, I think night one was more content on, hey, who's Seth Rollins' mystery opponent? That's kind of what everyone was going for.
Yeah.
And then we'd be happy with the whole Austin thing, because Austin KO, regardless of it being a match, it was going to be fire, just because of the moment. So I think we're content with that. And then we got Becky and Belair there, as a great match as well. So I think it made the night for us just spectacular, and it being obviously in a stadium like that, it helps out a lot to be in a venue, a stadium rather than an enclosed venue. I think it really adds to the excitement. Match wise, I mean, I think I'm still kind of the same. I was looking forward to 3 matches on that card. I absolutely did not care for Becky. Not Becky.
Charlotte
and Ronda at all. I went to go check if they made the Cody Rhodes new attire in WWE 2K22 already, and during that matchup, because I just didn't care. I don't care. And this rumor of Ronda apparently being mad that she wasn't going to main event, I don't think is necessarily true. I can believe her being a bit whiny in thinking that. But she was also at the Hall of Fame. So I don't think that was necessarily true, that she was upset that she wasn't the main event. I do see her feeling entitled about that, but I don't think it was legit. But I don't know. Yeah, night 2 has some nice stuff. Edge, AJ, Roman, Brock, we shall see. Omos, Lashley, I don't care for at all.
Not yet.
Yeah, I think that was just there for Bobby to have a match. I honestly think it's like,
But it's interesting to see where they're going to go with this because Amos
Yeah.
was in the midst of a huge push. He's been beating everybody, destroying everybody, squash matches, everybody.
I won't be surprised if Bobby loses.
Yeah, but in a squash.
Yeah, it can't be a squash. Has to.
No, I'm not saying it's a squash. I'm just saying
I
it's
wouldn't. I wouldn't even go. I would even go to maybe have a bit of help from somebody. October 17th, 1983, at Madison Square Garden.
You can watch it on YouTube.
Thanks,
Oh,
Louis.
there we go.
Yeah. So for tonight, definitely, I wanted to see even RK Bro where they're gonna go. Is this finally the end for RK Bro? And we're gonna see Matt Riddle against Randy Orton in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah. I want to see that turn happen at Mania. I think that would be an exciting factor.
How do I put this? I want him to split, but I would love if it was Riddle that turned heel.
That would be definitely a swerve. That would be
that, my friends.
I don't think that's the way they're gonna go.
My flip flops would pop
because because Riddle is really over. So I don't know if they're gonna go that way, but I would definitely like to see how Riddle is as a heel, definitely, because he's really good as a face. Now, can he turn that around and be a crazy heel? I think he has it in him, but I would need to see it.
But bro, they just allowed weed to not be part of the performance health.
Did they?
What is it? Yeah, like you can smoke weed now, like no problem. It's not part of the credentials.
Well, RVD must be really happy.
Oh, RVD doesn't. You got a huge.
It's no longer part of the wellness. The
wellness program. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can smoke up, Buttercup.
All right. I think I'm joining WWE. Performance Center, here I come.
Ooh, yeah.
But I would definitely like to see Riddle as a heel. How he can pull it off, I'm sure he can, but it's definitely it intrigues me to see how he would do it. But Randy Orton is a classic heel. So.
You guys, we were talking about how Ronda felt about not being the main event.
Yeah, JLB was mentioning that.
Yeah. She tweeted at 12:08 saying, "I don't know where these reports are coming from, but it was an honor to perform under Steve Austin at WrestleMania in Texas. I wasn't a Hall of Fame because I have a 6-month-old baby."
She was at the Hall of Fame though.
Yeah, but she had to leave because she had a 6-month
baby.
And
okay, so they were making. Okay, I get it.
And then people literally just spreading drama.
Just spreading drama. Yeah.
So I guess people kind of figured. Yeah.
But I guess people turned the fact that she left Hall of Fame early into that she was pissed because she wasn't going to be the main event at the following night.
That Ronda's a mama. She's the baddest mama in the world.
The baddest.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and I don't see her getting mad about that. That's why I just wanted to kind of say that report was
Charlotte getting mad for
false. But I mean, I would believe. I mean, the reason why so many people believed it because it does sound believable. Ronda thinks she's king shit too. So, so you would think that L from UFC would have humbled her, but no bueno. Yeah, no,
because she never tapped out in UFC or in MMA or in WWE. So I would have liked them to fit that into the story a bit. They tried in the build up and the promos there, but I would like to see maybe where she did tap out, have Charlotte. Oh my God, Charlotte win, but
wait, Ronda tapped out.
No, she didn't. I would have liked her to
Did I miss something?
Have lost by the tap out. She has never tapped out in her career, MMA or wrestling career. So I think there was a story to tell there.
Yeah, but she got choked. Oh no, she got knocked.
Yeah.
She got knocked in UFC.
Could we see like an only submission match with Charlotte versus Ronda?
I think that's a possibility. If they want to continue the story with Charlotte and Ronda, I think
you know what I want to see? I want to see Ronda not on TV anymore. That's what I want to see.
Well, I give you. I think she's gonna win it at Backlash. So, or before.
But I think she'll probably have a break now for maybe a few weeks off television.
As much as I agree with you, Jay. You gotta suck it up,
I
bro.
don't care. Oh man, her first run was good. Like it was decent. This one I don't care. Oh man. Flair tapped out.
Well, yeah, she tapped out. The ref didn't see it, but yes, Flair did tap.
It doesn't
But it was
count.
a bit
The ref
quick.
won't see it.
As soon as the arm bar is on, she flips her, and right away she's already tapping. Like, come on. if the ref would have been there, you wouldn't have tapped so quickly. So I don't know. Sometimes the story.
It's all time. It's all about timing, guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I do see I can't see the word. I quit, not an I quit match, but
Submission only
match. Yeah, I could see that in the future. Ankle lock.
That would make sense.
Versus,
Wouldn't that be in like
figure eight
match?
versus figure 8?
Yeah, one or the other, whatever. You have to either win by submission or the other person says I quit. But I think
Well, that's different. Submission
yeah.
matches you have to win by submission. I quit is the person has to say I quit.
Aren't you quitting if you're giving up on the submission? You're topping out. You're quitting.
Yes, but you can't
but you can also quit any other way. You can just quit the match without a.
You're getting too
submission
much beat up, and you
Yes,
like the Rock versus Mankind.
like the Rock and Mankind.
Yes.
Where he had that tape saying I quit.
For me, she could stay home.
Not that I don't like her.
Yep,
seeing
me
that
too,
already,
Lewis. I agree.
Well, Lewis, if you were here, I'll give you a high five. So here.
Yeah, they need to find a very compelling story for Ronda if people are gonna stick around to watch her.
Give me Ronda and freaking Shayna. That's what you gotta give me. You give me that. You give me that, and then I am sold. I will watch. Oh, the promos are going to be cringe as fuck for both, but I will still watch because that match is going to be fuego, hopefully.
Fuego del amor.
If they do it the right way, maybe, and have a grudge match after in a cage type octagon type style thing. Maybe as the story continues after a first match, I would definitely be interested in seeing that. That would be awesome. We totally agree, Lewis. And I think Vince McMahon needs to put his big boy pants on and make this match happen.
Yeah, like one job.
But as fans, we want to see it. But is it
good for business? I think so.
Friends become enemies. Friends become enemies. They were friends, right? They were in the
over and over.
We haven't seen Kate, but that doesn't mean they'll stop doing it. We've seen it over and over. That's WWE.
Because it works.
It works, or it doesn't work, and Vince doesn't listen and still does it anyways because he doesn't know any better. So if you're gonna still do the same formula over and over and over and over and over and over again, give me a formula that I want to see. Give me Ronda and Shayna. Let's go.
No,
let's do it. Or give me Asuka, or get Asuka back and give me Asuka and Ronda.
I thought Asuka and Bayley were gonna pop up yesterday.
Yeah. Well, there's still another women's match tonight. No.
Well, there's the fatal 4-way tag team. No.
Yeah, but unless
still make someone show up just like that if they win or something.
Unless Naomi and Sasha win and Bayley comes and goes, "Hey, what about me?" or something. I don't know.
That's it. Ding dong. Hello, I'm here.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I think more like Bayley might show up tomorrow, type thing.
Yeah.
And Asuka shows up at SmackDown.
Yeah, would make sense. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody shows up to interfere in that match because I don't see that match having any importance in the layout or the future of
is it the pre-show
of storytelling. I don't know if yesterday there
was
no match on the pre-show.
I think now you have the Sheamus match on the pre-show.
Yeah, since you didn't have time yesterday.
Is the pre-show 2 hours long again? Because that pre-show killed me, man.
Probably. Well, why do you watch the pre-show? I don't get why you watch.
Because sometimes there's matches.
Yeah, I had it on the TV, but I didn't really pay attention yet.
Yeah, that's it. They usually announce them. I mean, how many times do you want to hear JBL talk about how great Texas is? I'm good. Like,
or have King Jerry the King Lawler say puppies.
Whatever.
You remind me. You know who you remind me of? You remind me of Rosenberg.
I think that
he does have a bit of Pete Rosenberg in him, man. Doesn't he?
I hint of Peter Rosenberg. Yeah.
I don't take that as a compliment at all. At all.
You don't take that, or you take it as a compliment?
Hey, he's a successful DJ Makes a lot of money in New York.
I guess I'm a former 24/7 champion then, huh? Huh?
Oh,
That's it. Eh? There you go. Yeah.
I go into the top fast, people.
will we
And
see,
I mean, and he's not a Dallas Cowboys fan, so it is what it is.
Even better.
will we see a marriage today? Is a wedding marriage? Is a wedding happening today with Reggie and Dana Brooke?
Is it supposed to?
Me? What?
Oh wow, you guys don't know they're engaged? How could you
I
not
know
be
they're
following
engaged.
This
I don't know they're
compelling
engaged.
storyline.
But are they supposed to marry?
No.
at
There was no
WrestleMania?
wedding
Oh,
announced or anything.
Really?
We just saw the engagement on Raw, so that's why. I was saying
God.
that.
Well, same thing with
That's
Tozawa
news
and
to me,
Tamina,
guys.
no?
Yes, that's right. She did accept also. Yes, so we may have a double wedding, guys.
Double wedding.
It is a bit awkward that this whole
That's how it deserves
24/7 thing going on, but
That's a title that should never been existed in the first place.
apparently it's over.
Alright.
Maybe not with the hardcore fans like us or the real wrestling fans, but with the more casual fans, apparently it is over. Apparently those segments are one of the most watched segments on the WWE YouTube page. I don't know.
Picture bust.
I don't know. There's some people, maybe the kids
Kid Crazy,
enjoy
you
it. I don't know.
gotta get off the YouTube pages, bro. Come on now.
I don't watch WWE's
Less
YouTube
time
page.
off screen, more time outside. Let's go. Vamos. I'm sick and
completely
tired
agree.
of these being the most viewed.
I completely agree with that. But I know a lot of kids. Like I have my friend's son, 8 years old. He absolutely is going crazy now for wrestling. And the other day I was talking to him, and I'm like, "So you watch Raw and SmackDown?" He had no idea what Raw and SmackDown was, or that they were giving on TV. All his wrestling content, he gets it from YouTube. So I do see like a younger generation maybe having more their screen time based on their iPad and watching watching the YouTube channel
stuff,
there
YouTube clips.
than watching the full 2-hour shows on TV. Yeah, which
Definitely.
for that age at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, they're in bed anyway. So
Right. I mean, no, and to be fair, a lot of people just generally have short attention spans now anyways. So I don't
true.
think we're used to, even me, I still think I've developed a little short attention span, but we're used to watching 2-hour Raws, not even 3 hours, but 2 hours. We're used to watching 3-hour pay-per-views kind of thing. I think going forward, any kid who's born like 2006 and higher, or like 2010, since time flies, and I think 2006 was like 5 years ago. I think YouTube and YouTube and TikTok and that kind of stuff, those short clips, is kind of the way to tell that short little story kind of thing, and I think that's kind of the way the world's going, unfortunately.
And we kind of forget because we are the guys that watch the TV shows, but WWE's YouTube channel has more subscribers than all the 4 major sports entities put together.
Really?
That's wild.
So that's more than the NFL, NHL, NBA, and what's the other one? NBA, soccer,
MLB.
MLB, baseball. Yes, more than those 4 sports put together. That's huge. So they have a big audience on the social media. So we can see how that's becoming more important for, like JBL said, for the people from born or since after 2010. Yeah.
How dare you call me JBL?
Again, sorry, because you said it before, JBL. About
everything
Texas.
is bigger in Texas.
That's a good
My name is
imitation.
JBL.
You sound like him too.
Where's my cowboy hat? I do not sound like him. Stop.
You sound like him,
What?
John.
Yeah,
What?
Vince McMahon didn't like that too much of the crowd chanting what during his induction.
He did fantastic with that, though. I'm gonna say these names quickly so you don't interrupt me.
Yeah,
Mankind, Booker T, like.
But you saw he was getting frustrated.
For sure.
He's like, "You guys have no respect for the Undertaker."
Yeah,
But
he
they were
doesn't.
just
Well,
playing.
I mean, he doesn't like. No, for sure. But at the end of the day, he doesn't care because he knows he has a timestamp, Peacock
Yeah.
is like all crazy. Whoever wins between Brock Roman, they're going to replace the belts.
Yep.
No, so apparently that's not happening though, right?
I
Because they're
heard it is
unifying
happening.
it, but it won't be unified.
I heard
Well,
it.
that's what. Go ahead.
I heard it's gonna be one title.
But I heard they're going to unify it into one title and then bring back another title at a later date for the other world title. But I guess they're going back to the WWE title, having all that prestige and letting go of the Universal title, which was a total flop. And maybe later on at a later date, bring back the Classic Heavyweight Championship from WCW. That would be the way to go.
I really hope.
The WCW Championship, please.
Yeah. The big goal.
And make Goldberg like not come back to ever get that belt either.
If they can take out that big ugly W, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, it's time for a change because this belt was actually introduced by The Rock when The Rock won the title 10 years ago, right? So this belt has had a long run. So
it has changed a bit since then.
No, yeah, it went from the spinner to and then The Rock changed it to this one, and it's been this one since the design till now.
It changed just because of the logo, but it's the same design.
What do you mean?
Because when The Rock was there, it was still the scratchy W.
Oh, okay. They just but the design was the same. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way it goes. So it's time for a change, maybe. So that's maybe what they want to do. Bring back the old school, maybe in the style of the Eagle WWE title, which was one of the best belts.
Take my money.
I would be interested.
Listen, you stop collecting. You focus on bigger and better things. Okay.
I cannot stop. I'll stop when I have no more room.
Yeah, the W was different. Thank you, Louis, for pointing that out. All right, guys. So take us home and prepare us for tonight, night 2 of WrestleMania.
Go, Jay.
Well, night 1 was certainly fantastic. We have Cody Rhodes in WWE. The Forbidden Door has been open. We will definitely be giving you some reports of his Access interview, all that fun little stuff. Night 2 should be pretty interesting as well. We have Pat McAfee performing wrestling once again. Got a great match with Adam Cole. We, of course, have Roman versus Brock. That should be fire. Who will be the ultimate champ and the ultimate head of the table? Will Rock show up? Will he not? We shall see what happens. We, of course, will be giving you the rundowns, the lowdowns, as we usually do with what happened. What happens tonight. And if you guys want, we will be doing a quick reaction review with my other podcast, Raw and Order WBU. But that's later on at night, so most people are sleeping. But we definitely thank you for watching with us on Sunday Slam. WrestleMania Night 1 was fun. Can WrestleMania Night 2 top it? We will find out. Big Red, where can they follow you, good sir?
Twitter at BigRed7819, on Facebook on our WTN Wrestling Talk Now, or on WTN Forum, which we discuss all and everything, or on my other podcast, which is the Big Red Podcast, which you can find me on Facebook.
Bam! And Kid Crazy, you got some socials too. What's going on up in there?
You can find me on Twitter at WTN's Kid Crazy. Here on Facebook on our WTN page and forum. And also, you want to look up my other podcasts at SPN Podcast on Facebook.
Perfect. And of course, you can always follow me on Twitter at JLB420 is my personal. Real Talk Radio, though, is the brand at Real Talk Radio 8, anchor.fm/RTR. I got a link tree now. So if you want to just click on the link tree, you'll see all the socials there. Make everyone's life a little easier. And of course, you can follow us on WTN Wrestling on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook page. We're everywhere. We try to be everywhere, at least. Anchor.fm/ I feel like it's WTN Wrestling. Links are on the Doobleys dudes, though. So don't take my word for it. Just look down below because they'll be more precise than I will be. But guys, it has been a great Sunday recap of night 1. I am still amped, still excited for night 2. And we will be bringing you a lot more wrestling. Talk about the Supercard of Honor a bit next week. Talk about Dynamite, Raw, as I'm sure will be a jam-packed wrestling week as well. Whew, this week was too. So
Yeah.
we'll be bringing you the goodies, so to speak. So thank you guys, Lewis,
Nelson.
And everyone else. Thank you guys for watching, listening, and participating. It certainly means the world for us. Not for us, but rather to us. So thank you guys for that. And we will see you next Sunday as we run it down all over again. But until next time, ciao for now.